tonight will go. And we will be having a moderator tonight, which is Lori Eda from Mid-State Technical College. Opening statements will be 3 minutes long, and then the rest of the questions that are asked today that were prepared prior to this event. If you do want to ask a question, you can take a note card and write it down, and we will review them before asking them if there is time allowed tonight. And then we will also have 2 minutes to answer that question, and then 3 minutes for closing this evening.
Okay, thank you. As Laura said, my name is Lori Ina. I'm with Mid-State Technical College. I'm going to open up with just, again, that 3-minute introduction for each candidate, and then we'll go right into the questions that were prepared ahead of time. We flipped a coin, and we have Investigator York going first. So I'll start right off with that 3-minute opener. Just introduce yourself, Investigator York.
Welcome, everybody. Thank you for coming here tonight, and thanks for the chamber to put this on. Mid-State to facilitate this. Wrestle with this cord here for a minute. My name is Brett York. I've been with the Sheriff's Office for 22 years. An investigator for 11 years, was a traffic sergeant for 5 years before that, a patrol officer for 3 years, and a jail officer before that. I actually started a little time before that, part-time, working in the jail and as a transport officer as well. I'm a lifelong resident of Adams County. I've lived here my whole life. I currently lived in the town of Ridgefield for 18 years. Married for 23 years to my wife, Jolene. I have 2 teenage kids. I have had a lot of community involvement with the kids, coaching, Rush Creek Little League, a co-chair for the Rocky Mountain Elk Foundation youth. My education, educated from Adams Central High School, graduated in '92. I went to Mid-State for police science and marketing. And in 2011, I went to Lakeland University to get my bachelor business management degree, bachelor's degree. I also have a first line supervision for criminal justice professionals from the University of Wisconsin, Platteville, and another related supervisory training from North Central Technical College. Today's been a difficult day for me. Today, I was placed on administrative leave from the Sheriff's Office. This afternoon, about 2:30. I had my lieutenant come to my house, take my badge, my gun, my car. From a letter that I received from our district attorney yesterday afternoon from a 2001 case that I was involved in. I've done many of these presentations standing here in front of a lot of people. I've done very well. I feel I have a lot to bring to the table to be sheriff of Adams County. I don't have words for how I feel right now. I would like to say a lot of things, but I'm better than that. And I'm not going to let this take me down.
We are at the 3-minute mark, so we'll go to Sheriff Bowman with a 3-minute introduction.
Can everybody hear me okay, or can I need the microphone? Can you hear me okay? For those of you that don't know me, I'm Sam Woolen. Just a little bit about my background. I was born and raised in Adams County. I grew up in Delwood. Graduated from Adams Central High School in '94. From there, I began my career in law enforcement by enlisting in the United States Air Force and the Area Security Police. In '95, I married my wife, Krista. The following year, we had our first son. Completed my enlistment in the Air Force. In '98, we decided to return home. and to raise our family to be close to family. I started with the sheriff's office in 1999 as a jail officer. The following year was a busy year. Had our second son, was promoted to jail sergeant, and also promoted to patrol deputy in that same year. In 2004, I was promoted again to patrol sergeant, and then in the fall of 2007, I took on the additional responsibility of the police school liaison officer, the school resource officer, as it's called today. And then in 2010, I had to run for sheriff and took office in 2011, and I served the citizens in Adams County in that capacity since then. I guess just wanted that I'm most proud of the goals that I set for myself in that position and for the sheriff's office during that time. And achieving those goals, but most important was the relationships. Rebuilding relationships within the community, and so that they have trust in the sheriff's office, have to know that they, when they call for service, that they're going to get the best service that they can, and that they're confident in that. And also then the relationships with other county departments, and beyond that, the surrounding counties and throughout the state. So I think that that's been the key to the success of the sheriff's office for the last 8 years has been relationships, and that probably the thing that I'm most proud of over the our sheriff. Thank you for coming tonight, and thank you for
Okay, thank you both for your openers. We are going to move right into the questions now. Again, these questions were developed via various resources throughout the county that were unbiased. We have about 19 questions. We're going to allow 2 minutes for each to answer each question. And then again, just as a reminder, we do have note cards. Should you have questions, you can feel free to grab one of those and jot that down. We'll review those throughout, and if we have time at the end, we'd certainly welcome some of those. At the end, we'll have that 3-minute wrap up for you to really just make any closing statements and also add any information about anything you feel maybe wasn't addressed during the forum. So I'm going to start right off with the first question for Sheriff Woolen. How are you currently active in the community? What groups or organizations are you affiliated with within Adams County?
You can hear me okay? If I stand better, if I stand, okay. I've been active in youth volunteering, or our youth programs for about over 17 years now, primarily through our children. Continue that, my wife and I have continued that with taking on leadership roles in the youth soccer program. Beyond the years of our children being involved in youth soccer, we're involved in youth football again, despite the fact that our kids again are grown and moved on. Also, trying to find different ways of being engaged within the community. Often you would find us at volunteering at the Second Harvest, other community events, attending community events to show our support within the community.
Okay. Perfect, thank you. Investigator York, I'll repeat the question. How are you currently active in the community? What groups or organizations are you affiliated with within Adams County?
Yes, thanks. So most of my community involvement was with my kids and coaching at different levels. This past year I got out of most of those, anticipating that this campaign would focus a lot of my time and energy, and so I got rid of those roles to be able to better focus on this. However, I still am a board member for the Coloma Pathfinders. Even though it is in Coloma, we have 24 miles of trails in Adams County, deal with all kinds of landowners from Coloma that joins in with the other trail systems with the snowmobile organizations in Adams County. I'm also a DNR safety, hunter safety instructor that we commonly put on classes and deal with the kids. As well as just my kids being in school in different sporting events. We're in the community most every night. Thank you.
Thank you. For question 2, we'll start with you, Investigator York. As a lifelong resident of Adams County, how have you seen a change in our community's needs? And where do you see the best opportunities to address these needs as sheriff?
Well, probably the biggest thing with our community for needs is a need for the drug problem. When I went to high school, there wasn't drugs really. Maybe a little marijuana. There wasn't the meth. There wasn't the heroin going around. I guess if it was, I wasn't new to it. I didn't know about it. Our kids aren't as fortunate. They see it. It's available to them on a daily basis. It's in our schools. That's our biggest need, in my opinion. And it's been a cornerstone of my campaign is to better address the drug problem. We don't focus on drugs on a daily basis in our sheriff's office right now. As big as a problem as our drugs are in this community, and you see all the time, the overdose deaths, everything else, there's not a daily briefing, go to this house, check on this house, follow up on this, doesn't happen. So that would be a major focus.
Thank you. Sheriff Boland, I'll repeat the question for you. As a lifelong resident of Adams County, how have you seen a change in our community needs? And where do you see the best opportunities to address these needs as sheriff?
I share Investigator York's opinion about the focus on the drugs, and I think that's where we've shown that this isn't an issue that we can arrest our way out of. That we have to look at how we can approach the drug issues that are facing our community and communities across the nation in a different way. That's why I'm very proud of the fact that I've partnered with other professionals within our community to start a registration board. That's to address the needs, the underlying issue of the drug issue, addiction that's leading to criminal behaviors. Then also very proud of the fact of partnering with Health and Human Services as well as Marquette County and Juneau County to apply for grant funding to bring in a behavioral health and recovery center into Adams County at the Old Russia Creek Clinic. That's the work that's going on there. And then that should be opening here very soon. Also, another resource within our community to address the drug addiction that we're facing. Beyond that, we're going to continue to do our traditional law enforcement approach of gathering information, building cases, making arrests, executing warrants, and sending people to jail and prison. That's going to continue. Beyond that, the other issues that are facing our community are our mental health needs. That we have a high demand of mental health. That drain on the Health and Human Services. It's a drain on law enforcement services. That's a drain on our school. That's why the school has taken steps to bring mental health first aid into the school. And that's, again, an area that we've partnered with the school to address that in a more proactive way through training staff and those around students to identify red flags or identify behaviors in individuals, in our students, and address that before they go into crisis. So I would say that those are probably the two biggest areas that we're facing.
Thank you. For question 3, we'll start with you, Sheriff Boland. As a career law enforcement official in Adams County, what do you feel are your top 3 achievements that have positively impacted our community? And then tell us about an instance where you faced one of your biggest challenges. How did you react and what was the outcome?
In my role as law enforcement, I think some of these probably looking at this, my 3 biggest achievements is the first one that obviously stands out to me is being elected as sheriff and serving the citizens of Adams County for the last 8 years. I'm certainly proud of the fact that the citizens have put their trust in me in this position and bringing leadership to the sheriff's office into a positive direction. And that's certainly probably first and foremost I had as a school resource officer, working with our youth, working with staff, and working with the parents to try to make a safer environment for our students, for the teachers, and to be able to build those relationships again with our youth and our community. The biggest challenge, I can say that probably the biggest challenge that I've faced in my career in law enforcement overall in the capacity of sheriff has been that I've been placed in a position to address individuals' job performances, and that is not always the easiest thing to do. So, that's my answer.
Yep. All right, we'll ask you the same question, Investigator York. As a career law enforcement official in Adams County, what do you feel are your top 3 achievements that you have positively impacted our community? And then also tell us about an instance where you faced one of your biggest challenges. How did you react and what was the outcome?
So my top 3 career achievements, number 1 would be getting hired here. I was still in college in 1996 when they built a new jail back then, and I was very fortunate enough to get hired then and to be able to stay here and live here my whole life. It doesn't happen to everyone in law enforcement. If that hadn't been timed that way, I don't know where I'd be. And so since then, being promoted within the department by numerous different sheriffs, I guess I might add, except for Sheriff Woolen. And I only say that today because I'm trying to keep my emotions under control for what's been going on. But I was promoted to the road, a traffic sergeant, and an investigator by 3 different sheriffs. All those sheriffs saw my qualities, my workmanship, my dedication to the job. I've worked diligently on all my cases. I've handled a lot of tough cases, a lot of the big cases that you guys read about in the paper, especially as an investigator. So my biggest challenge came yesterday and today. I have led 22 years at the department, and this is new to me. This is uncharted territory. I don't know what to expect. And so time will tell how I handle it and how I proceed. I've had a lot of support in the people that I've talked to in the last 24 hours about this, and a lot of encouragement to continue on with this election to make the changes that need to be changed.
Thank you. For question 4, we'll start with you, Investigator York. As a small rural community, partnerships are critical to achieving goals. What do you feel are the Sheriff's Office's most successful partnerships? How do you plan on maintaining those partnerships?
What are the most important partnerships?
And how do you plan on maintaining those partnerships?
So probably the most important partnerships that we've had is just working with other law enforcement agencies, the different community functions and groups, the school systems, and the day-to-day contacts that we have in our jobs, whether it be social services, probation and parole, different police agencies. And we're just going to maintain those. Those relationships have been established long ago in this county. They've been ongoing, continue to be built, and they will continue to strive with me as sheriff.
Thank you. Sheriff Woolen, as a small rural community, partnerships are critical to achieving goals. What do you feel are the Sheriff's Office's most successful partnerships, and how do you plan on maintaining those partnerships?
First and foremost with our citizens. Our citizens have that partnership that